Rob McGowan, and I want to thank you for joining us. Today we're interviewing Mr. Steve Levitt, who has just written this historical adventure, Journey to the Mountain, A Ridge Tale.
Anyway.
Steve, your story revolves around a Cherokee girl, the son of an Irish potato farmer, an African-American slave girl, and an early American farm boy. Where did you find the original impulse to write this historical fiction journey?
It goes back to probably the year 2000. I was dancing with the Appalachian Cloggers of Chapel Hill, and we were practicing the basic clog step. It's the step that almost everyone who clogs very early on learns how to do. And I was listening to that step, and I thought I heard this African rhythm inside it. I had been studying and performing African percussion and drumming for several years prior to my coming to the Cloggers, and I really was kind of fascinated with that kind of observation. I started listening more closely, and I realized that that basic clog step, the rhythm of it could be broken down into smaller elements. And in those elements, I heard a rhythm from Africa, and I heard a rhythm from Ireland, and I heard a rhythm from maybe Native America. I wasn't sure. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if that's what really happened, that somehow those rhythmic elements, I was thinking about them as the rhythmic legacies of those cultures, somehow found their way into that really common basic clogging step. And I thought, wow, that would be an amazing story. And then I thought to myself, wow, that would be a wonderful way to tell the story of the history and origins of this dance form. And so that's where the original sort of observation idea came from. What happened then was I ended up writing a dance theater play with this idea in mind. It was called Clogging Back to the Roots, a creation myth. And it was performed as part of the Fine Arts Theater program at Patrick Henry Community College in Martinsville, Virginia, by the Appalachian Cloggers. The audience seemed to really love it, and after that I wrote a small dance piece for a dance group that I was a part of called Dueling Shoes, which is a Southern Appalachian dance group. And I combined a narrative with a dance routine in a very short little program that taught the history of the dance. And the Cloggers, the Appalachian Cloggers, came to me about a year later, and they were doing something for the North Carolina Museum of History. They were going to have to do a program where they taught the history of Southern Appalachian dance and clogging. They asked me if I could help them with that. And so I modified that original short program I had done for Dueling Shoes. And they took that to the museum. And by that time, I had actually expanded this idea into a full 1-hour program that I brought to the schools. Into the schools in North Carolina. And I used music and song and rhythm and dance and folk instruments. I used basically the performing arts to teach history. And I took that original idea and expanded it into an adventure story filled with history and a lot of information about music and dance and the origins of the music and dance from the Southern Appalachian area, especially in North Carolina. And as I was performing that in the school systems, some of the teachers were asking me, this would make a great book. Have you ever thought about that? And so with that sort of encouragement and the encouragement of others, I took the basic idea and I did a whole lot of research, on history and the cultures and details of the experiences of these different people that came to America, and I put that together into this book. And sort of that's how this sort of happened.
Steve, your book is filled with songs and rhythms, clogging dances. You've got a study guide and a glossary here in the back. Tell us how you created Journey to the Mountain.
Well, there are so many different areas covered in the book. First of all, I wanted to make sure I was able to define for the reader